Welcome into the Michigan Football Report Friday edition before the second game of the 2020 season. Michigan hosting Michigan State noon. Saturday, I've got a six-pack of hot topics, news, and some juicy rumors to get into. Before we do, head down to the comment section. I want to know your predictions. I'm going to pin this comment down there. Number 13, Michigan, which, by the way, they should be like 9 in the country, maybe 8. That'll go up as things continue if they keep winning. Versus the lowly Michigan State Spartans. I think it's going to be a blowout. I'll give my prediction maybe later in the score. Brett behind the camera, maybe remind me if I forget to, but put yours down there in the comment section and make sure you tell me who's going to win. I don't want anybody claiming they predicted the upset or something like that if you happen to get the score right. So go down there now. Let's jump into it. A rumor on Daxton Hill that I don't know if you guys follow these things. I don't, but I check them out when I hear about them or someone sends me a link. So somebody sent me a link to a deep, dark web internet message board, board 5 or some crazy thing like that. Somebody's got a source that it wasn't a concussion, it wasn't a knee, it wasn't an ankle, it wasn't a shoulder, it wasn't anything that was like severe or a football injury with Daxton Hill, that he got poked in the eye or something like that and injured his cornea. And he probably could have played like doing one of these. Coach, I can go back in if it was a close game. But nevertheless, if this is true, which again, I'm not claiming this is true. I was told this. I thought I'd bring it up because there seemed to be enough chatter about it on Twitter, a big couple threads on message boards, that it was worth discussing. So I've looked into it. I've only had this information here for a few hours. But if it turns out to be true, it doesn't seem to be a long-term injury unless he somehow went blind, which of course I don't think happened, and let's pray that it didn't. But if it was just a really severe poked eye, Daxton Hill, 6-7 days should be enough to recover from that. I highly doubt they would hold him out for an entire game for that unless he could absolutely not see. Number 2 coming up on our list is a rumor on Michigan's offensive philosophy against Michigan State. Now, so frankly, Michigan won't let up. Now, what does that mean? Year 2 under Josh Gattis, we all remember last year's Michigan State game where Shea Patterson rolled out like he was going to take a little bit of a QB run, and he just kind of pulled up across his body, hit Cornelius Johnson for a touchdown. They piled it on Michigan State last year, and things started to get out of hand in the third quarter, into the fourth quarter. I'm told that Michigan understands that this is a limited window of opportunity. Games could get canceled. Hell, the Wisconsin game in 2 weeks from tomorrow could get canceled. You never know what happens there. Is that Michigan wants to get as many players quality playing time on both sides of the ball as they possibly can in case they've got a coronavirus outbreak, in case they've got key players missing. And think about this. Let's just say Michigan loses a game because they or another team has to cancel a game because of coronavirus. Maybe they only play 7 games. And one of those games is a close loss to Ohio State or, heck, even a win. You certainly want your resume in 6, 7, 8 games to look better, as good as it possibly can when trying to go against maybe a one-loss SEC runner-up who's played 10 or 11 games. So that's going to be a factor, and I also think Michigan wants to set the tone for the new era of Michigan State with a new head coach, and they just want to say, hey, you guys, you're coming to play with the big boys now in Michigan State. So that is the story there. Michigan at Michigan State coming up noon on Saturday, and I told you this a couple days ago. I still hold true to it. 25-point spread. I'm putting mad cash. I am putting absurd money on Michigan to cover the spread because I think they're going to win by 50 points, straight up. BetUS is where I put my money down for sports gambling. I recommend that you do too. Chatsports.com/GoBlue. 125% deposit bonus. Wait, hold on a second. Producer in my ear. It's back. It's back. Look at this deal we've got going on. If you get going by the end of the month, that is Saturday night, 8 hours after the game's over, we will send you a Michigan football jersey. Not these off-brand Walmart ones that some other people try and send you. The Jordan brand, who send out dozens of these to Michigan football fans. We're bringing it back for 1.5 more days. Chatsports.com/GoBlue. Use the URL, or really tough for us to record and confirm you and send your jersey out. And make sure to type in that promo code GoBlue when you deposit. Once you do, email us, goblue@chatsports.com, and we'll get that jersey out to you in a matter of days. All right, Roman Wilson. I think one of the more underrated and under-discussed surprises of the first game with Michigan. Now, some people will call him a starter at this point because he was out there in the first few plays. He got among the most snaps. I think it was the third most snaps on the offense. We did that show a couple days ago, the snap count, which a lot of you guys liked. But I've been told that he'd have an opportunity to be a starter going into fall camp with how he has performed all summer in training and and different skeleton 7-on-7 drills. Played well enough in the first game that he and Mike Sainristil have kind of gone at it. Cornelius Johnson in there to that second receiver in the locked-in starter with Ronnie Bell. So look for the first drive. If Roman Wilson is on the field 5, 6, 7, how many long the first drive is, those first couple drives, he's out there in first down, second down, third down. I think as long as he continues to play, we've got ourselves a true freshman starting wide receiver over Giles Jackson, over Mike Sainristil, which is a big surprise and frankly a really good sign for the future. Number 4 story, I wanted to bring this one up to you guys because it is exciting to see. It's only one game, but it was a road team against a top 25. You, like I, have suffered for 14 years with only one road win since the 2006 game at Notre Dame and number 2 Notre Dame at the time. But Michigan, after that first game, the most efficient team in college football, both sides of the ball, special teams. I believe they're number 2 in offense, if I saw, and number 5 in defense. And its efficiency is all kinds of different things that go into this. But total teams, and a lot of things go into that, like yards per play, holding teams yards per play, third down conversions, scoring, red zone, all kinds of things go into it. But this is the stuff that plays out. If you're consistently efficient, you're going to win games. You're going to be in the right position to make plays. You're going to have an opportunity to win games against teams like Penn State, Ohio State down the road. So big time thing to see. If it continues next week, the third week, this coming week, next week against Indiana, into the Wisconsin game, if Michigan stays number 1, number 2, the top 5, even the top 10, I'm feeling really good because the teams like Clemson, Alabama, Ohio State, they're always up there in that team efficiency the last 3 or 4 years on both sides of the ball. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We have had our best month in history of this channel from new subscribers, something like 1,300 new subscribers this month, coming up on 9,000. Only need a couple hundred more to hit that 9,000 mark, and I think we get to 11,000. That means that we're the number 1 Michigan football channel by subscribers on all of YouTube. So make sure to subscribe, hit that sub button, or if you're watching it later, you forget, youtube.com/MichiganTV is where you can always find us. Number 5 on my 6-pack of news and rumors, the Michigan defense, number 1 in the country for sacks per game. Now, let's not jump to a set, and some people were laughing at me in the office saying, 1 game, you homer you, but I'm going to take the crown of Michigan homer, and anytime you've got good stats, you guys know if things are going bad, I'm going to jump on that too. I am very bipolar when it comes to Michigan football. I think they should win every game, and I think they should, always recruit the best. So if things are going bad, I'm going to talk about the bad sometimes. If things are going good, you're going to get good Yoder. So we've got Angel Yoder right now, 5 sacks in the game against Minnesota per game. That is the number 1 sack defense in the country. One more time, I'm going to ask you guys to predict the score. Go down in the comments. It is pinned right beneath the video, the pinned comment. And now I will make my prediction. I'm going to go Michigan 56, Michigan State 10. 56-10. And don't be surprised. I don't want to just act like I'm taking credit for everything, but I can see Michigan scoring 60 points in this game. Straight up, I could see him scoring 60 points. Quick prediction a little further. I think it'll be something like 7-3 in the first quarter, and you'll be like, where's Michigan? Where's this offense? Whatever. This Michigan State team does not have depth, nor do they have enough talent to keep in Michigan. I bet Michigan piles it on at something like 21-3 at halftime, end up scoring 60 points in this game. Last up on our news and rumors, I took a deep dive into the stats. I downloaded them. I built spreadsheets 1,000 cells long, and I figured out Michigan, the number 2 scoring offense in college football, behind Ohio State, who dropped 52 in their opener last week against Nebraska. So if Ohio State doesn't score, over 30, 40 points against Penn State this week, Michigan drops a 50 burger in Ohio State, your Wolverines are going to be number 1 scoring team in college football after 2 games. And think about this, 1 game, James, settle down. I know it's 1 game, but 4 offensive linemen you're replacing, okay? Your best 3 receivers to start the season last year, Tariq Black transfers, DPJ leaves early, Nico Collins opts out, and you got a true freshman quarterback on the road who's never thrown a 50% completion in his entire life. I'm sorry, not a true freshman quarterback, first time starting quarterback. I'm pretty impressed with that they scored 50 points, number 1 scoring team in the country. So I'm gonna jump in, drink the Kool-Aid, think about where this offense could be if Joe Milton, people are already talking about, well, he could go pro after this year, redshirt sophomore. I hope not. I hope we get 2 years out of Milton. But basically everybody making an impact out of Chris Evans and Jalen Mayfield is going to be back next season if Milton is, and that offense could be scary a year from now. So that is today's show. Thank you for watching the Michigan Football Report. Before we go, we're going to have another video coming up right here from me, a video from early in the week right here. And I have to remind you, every single video, subscribe. We did 5 videos this week. I need to get to 7. I can only do that if I get more of you guys to subscribe. We'll see you in Michigan State postgame tomorrow. Go Blue.